Hi, this is Tom from FormAssembly with a brief demonstration on how we can use secure parameters for prefill on our workflows for dynamic prefill links utilizing Apex in Salesforce. So at the moment, we now support prefill with Salesforce connected in our workflows, and you can choose to use secure parameters. So up here, you can see we have the settings cog, and you can set the parameter name. So this will be contact ID, and I've set this to be a secure parameter. What that means is it will need a signature on the end of the URL. And you can see in the Salesforce lookup, we're actually going to use that value for the lookup to then fill the information in on the form. On the publishing page, publish options, you'll see here you can obtain your workflow URL, and you can also grab your secret key that you'll need to generate that signature based on the value. So you can do that from within here. If I was to put the ID of the contact that I'm looking to append on the end, it will use that key to generate a signature here. And if I was to go to that link, you'll see it will successfully load the information. But if you want to do that for many contacts, you'll need to add some sort of automation for that in Salesforce, whether it's via an email blast or any other method. Here, I've chosen to add it as a button, and I'm using the following to give that effect. So we've got three components here. So I have the component itself, which is allowing me to have that as a button on the page. And then once it's clicked, it will run the controller.js file, which is calling the controller file there, which basically it will pass the ID from the record that it is clicked from as an argument. And then in the controller, you can see here that I've given it the key that I was able to get from my publishing page of the workflow, and it will take the contact ID that gets passed to it, sign the data, and then return me the URL with that contact ID and the signature on the end. And so this is how it now looks on this end. You'll see when I click that, it's generated me this link. If I click that, it is the same link that would have been provided on the page within workflow, but obviously now this process is automated, so you could add that sort of Apex processing to your email blasts. So then depending on what contact it's sending out to, it can use the secure parameter and sign each one.